Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal, Van Dweller, on a Tuesday night. Man, it's a school night. We're staying up late. We're playing Tetris. We're playing DAS. Here for February 2025, it is DAS Masters. And we have got a pretty good bracket for you. What we've got is the whole left side there. Matches 19 and 20, and then the winners of those matches playing against each other for a spot in the top four. So that match 19 and match number 20. First match going to be Dog playing Tetris versus Fractal. Oh, I don't know. A combined 18 CTM Masters event wins. Whatever, no big deal. Oh, also 3 CTWC championships. No big deal. Down the bottom, it's going to be Wallbant versus Nenu, two exceptionally strong players going against each other. Down there, then the winners of these matches will play against each other for a spot in the top four. Let's take a look at our top four. Who's already in there? Robin is already in there, so we've already done one, and we got 3 more to do. We're doing one now. Let's take a look at our top 16. Just give you a sense of what's still left to do after tonight. We'll still have orange and red to do. I mean, that Andy, Sharky, Tristot, Miles is a banger as well. Scotto, Torja, Bendy, Vance. Total wild card bracket. No idea what's going to happen down there. Tonight, that blue bracket is wild. Okay, so blue bracket is tonight. You see the top 16 situation. You see the semi situation. And what do we have scheduled? Do we have anything scheduled? Yes, we do. Tonight, there's that blue. We have the DAS Masters orange top 16. That's going to be Thursday night. And I think, when do we have the other one? The other one is in the process of being scheduled tentatively, probably happening on Sunday. That's when the proposal is, but that's still tentative because they haven't all agreed yet. But there's a good chance it's going to be on Sunday. So anyway, upcoming streams, Thursday, orange top 16. A couple of faster Masters brackets closing out as well. Green on Saturday, orange on Sunday. Tons of high-level Tetris for all you Tetris fans. So if you want to know when they are, go to the live tab on YouTube. Go to the schedule on the About page of the Twitch page. Go into the Discord and the Events tab. I try to keep those all up to date. I may not always be up to the minute, but I'm trying, guys. Okay. So that is the deal. Let's take a look at our rules so we know what we're even doing here. What are we even doing? Well, we are playing a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified. Players can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical or biological. No biological turbo. Players should not receive any real-time advice in the middle of a game, right? Nobody telling you, here are the pieces coming up. Fill out your left. Oh my, none of that. And do not pause unless the commentator tells you. Level 18 starts all the way through DAS Masters. Same piece sets. And players, make sure your hertz and input display are turned on. Okay, hertz and input display are turned on. If you're hearing me right now, make sure they're turned on. Players, this is a DAS tournament. There are all kinds of other tournaments you can play if you do not want to play DAS. But if you want to do a tournament that is the DAS playstyle, as it is commonly and nearly universally understood by regular people, okay, that is what we are playing. Press and hold is the way that we are playing. You can do a quick tap at the end of a DAS movement, of course. In the middle of the board, like 2 taps, we don't really care. We're not going to restrict you. And then, emergency 3, 4, 5 taps. It happens, but they are slow, right? Emergency, not sustained. Okay. best of 5 throughout, except for the finals, I think, which are going to be best of 7. So probably got to update that. And the winner gets absolutely nothing. That's it. We're taking the prize pool away. Guys, prize pool's good. It says 708 there, but it's going away. So you get 45% of nothing. No, I'm just kidding. $708 in the Das Masters prize pool. Thank you to those of you who have contributed. We did have a $3 contribution in the last day or so from Dr. Knockers. So thank you for that. We've also had contributions from Scott Gray, Scamando, Arbaro, Cute Pup Jesus, Summer B, Rogue Potato, Alex Thatch, Abby Normal, Solar Kiri, Mr. Burrow, K. Schnorr, Nick Poirier, Whoops. So thank you all for contributing to the prize pool. Now, if we get to $1,200 in that prize pool, we can pay the top 8 players. It's pretty good. Players like that, you know, they go, oh man, I just got to make it a couple rounds and I could win a prize. I'm going to practice DAS. I'm going to play in this tournament, right? If the prize pool isn't there, if it's low and it sucks, then they aren't going to play. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So you have a part in this. If you want to encourage the players to play the tournament, and, you know, the players, if we don't have players, we don't have a tournament, well, you know, it might make sense. It's in your self-interest to support the prize pool. And don't look, oh, left or right, and so somebody else will do it. You know, you got to do it, okay? So anyway, whatever you can afford, $1, $2, $5, $10, show your support. If you want to do that, use the Matcherino command on Twitch or on YouTube. You know, if you can't contribute, it's fine. But if you can, then do it. Use that Matcherino command on Twitch or YouTube. If you're watching live, that'll bring up the links to to 2 tournaments, really, our Faster Masters and our Das Masters. The second one is the one for Das Masters. Click on that one. It'll open up the tournament page. Oh my God, Mad Pear just subbed on Twitch. And we also had a contribution to that prize pool right as it was happening from Uncle Ungie. So Uncle Ungie heeding the call. Thank you, Uncle Ungie. Anyway, clicking on that Das Masters prize link will take you to the landing page for this tournament with our partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner, log in. And you can log in with either your Twitch or YouTube account. You don't have to even create a separate account. It's so stupidly easy. Once you're logged in, the top right corner has a button that says contribute. It's the color of mustard, one of my favorite colors. You click on that, it'll open up a little dialog box, and you can go from there. If you're watching after the fact, go to go.ctm.gg/dasprize. Das Prize! Go right there. Okay, if you want to support the channel, there's a lot of different ways to do that. A very effective way to do that is patreon.com/monthlytetris. When you go there, it provides us regular, ongoing, monthly, predictable, regular support that allows us to look forward in the future and say, yes, we can continue to do Classic Tetris Monthly, or it tells us bad news and says, no, you cannot continue to do Classic Tetris Monthly, and you're going to have to start dropping applications at the local Steak and Shake. And I don't want to do that. I want to spend my time bringing you a good time of Classic Tetris competition. That's what I want to do. So if you want that to happen, patreon.com/monthlytetris is a great way to do that. We also have ways on YouTube and Twitch to support us, bits and subs and super chats and cabbages and kings and whatever else you got. You know all those ways. There's also a support command on YouTube that'll bring up the direct tipping page that'll allow you to provide as direct support unmediated by some platform that you can use PayPal or a credit or debit card if you want to go into debt to help. Don't do that. Okay, but anyway, yeah, thanks to Scott Gray, K9 Tacnerus, the Mega Masters level, Corporal 381 shall be satisfied, Troy Dan, Kim M, Jay in the window, Rogue Potato Duck, Cat Kit 91, and McMonkey. Summer B says, I'm in favor of being able to support CTM and Vandy outside of Patreon. Well, you got an option. Use that support command. It'll bring up the link. I think on that link, you can actually even set up a recurring monthly. I think that's like a new feature with Streamlabs, which I hope is a neutral platform that people don't feel all gnarly about. Okay. Anyway, thank you to our Sticker Double Sticker Club level members and community level members. Okay, let's take a look at our bracket layout here. And yeah, this is perfectly normal. We're just going to play like this. It's fine. Dogs in the bottom left-hand corner. Fractal with no hertz and input display. I say we're ready to go. No, let me fix that. Let's see. Top camera. There we go. We got a ton of... What is dog in... Why does dog seem like he's at someone else's house? Is that like... That seems like it's Doge's house. Like with all those records on the wall. Why does that not seem like the same place? Is that Doge's? Are you at Doge's right now? That doesn't seem like your place. I know Doge has a bunch of records on the wall. Are you able to point that camera down? If not, that's fine. But if you're able to point that camera down a little bit, just so we, down to your hands, that would be great. But if not, that's fine too. This is what I got right now. This is what I have. Yes, 39 double kill screen for Das here, Fractal, just in case. Yeah, that's Doge's house, right? Am I wrong? Am I tripping right now? I feel like that's Doge's house. I don't know why. I feel like I'm tripping right now. What is happening? Oh my god, that early onset dementia getting me right now. Oh, rip Vandy. Here, we'll try to even up the whatever. You don't want to show your hands because Doge is playing for you, right? I don't know. Why is Dog at Doge's house? I don't know. I'm into it though. I'm for it. I mean, just think, Dog and Doge have a combined in that room 10 combined CTM Masters event wins. Ten combined. I mean, 9 of them are from Dog, 1 from Doge. In that room is a combined 2 CTWC World Championships. 2 of them are from Dog, none from Doge. No, I feel very strongly that is Doge's room. I don't know why, but your cam is catching out of cord. No problem. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Don't go to any great lengths to. That's totally fine. Yeah, there's Weezer up on the bar. That's totally Doge's room with the Weezer records and all that. That's Doge's room. That 100%. No question. All right. Yeah, and he's talking to Doge right now. Doge, just show yourself. And of course it is, because Doge just happens to be in the chat. I mean, he's not usually here. Okay, let's go ahead and get these players some pieces so we can start. Mad Pear, by the way, again, thanks for the Prime resub. Says I can afford a Prime sub. Floxay with the Prime sub as well. Thank you very much. Players, your pieces are about to be delivered. 41042A. You can wrap up your Jay in the window with a $39.10 contribution into the prize pool. That's going to bring us to 7, 8, 9, 10. Guys, 7, 8, 9, 10. What a goat. Look at that. 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. Jay in the window. Appreciate that. Summer B also contributed $22. I missed that. That's a Das Masters. Get a max out Vandy. I'm trying. All right, looks like both players are ready. We're going to check, make sure they are on the pieces. We don't want any crazy things going on. 41042A. They're both here. They're both ready. We are getting them both started. Dog and Fractal. Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters February 2025. Blue bracket. The winner goes to the top 8 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. You are watching Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters, a monthly DAS tournament. DAS is the play style. That is sort of the predominant play style in Classic Tetris competition for the first, 8 to 10 years of there being real, competition in Classic Tetris until the tapping revolution, or let's call it the tapping takeover, and then the rolling revolution. Dog in trouble here in game 1 is going to join Club 0. Dog tops out at 0, and Fractal is good after 1 Tetris. So Fractal, you have taken game number 1. No lies. I'm not lying. We are not lying. And the tradition of players not letting me get through the intro continues. Dog hangs a J piece on that left side. Jay in the window says GG question mark? Oh no, Doge did it. Blame Doge, really. Hashtag blame Doge. We should just use the same pieces, my word. No, because then 20Dano3, thanks for the sub on Twitch. Appreciate that. By the way, top left-hand corner, you should get a notification of if you do a lot of support things over there. Okay, let's get these players new pieces, my word. 5C, 5-8, F5. 5C, 5-8, F5. And it's not round 2. Does that mean it's not official rounds? Oh, man. No, it is. It is actually top 16, not round 2, Vandy. How you doing, buddy? There you go, top 16. Hello, Jasmine says, wait, I just got here. Why is Dog in Doge's room? Yeah, see? I do like that I just know what people's rooms look like now. It is pretty weird. All right, looks like both players are ready for game number 2. Let's get them started. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Anyway, yes, DAS tournament, press and hold, play style that all the early CTWCs were played and won with before the tapping takeover and the rolling revolution. On the left side, it is Dog. And you might not know it from game number 1, but Dog, one of the most accomplished players in all of classic Tetris history. Dog with a DAS PB of 1.28 million. That's good for 17th on the overall DAS record list. He is number 1 on the overall PB for Tetris, DAS or otherwise. Obviously done with rolling. 29, what is it? 29.7, 28.7. It's whatever it is. I forget. But yeah, has the overall score world record. First player ever to get rebirth with the basically level rollover back to 0, all the way from 0 through 255 and back around to 0 again. Dog is a former winner of Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters. Won the second one, right? August 2024. Was it August? I think it was August. Also a winner of our Lone Star Championship in July 2023, was top 4 in Lone Star July 2024 and Lone Star DAS July 2024. In that DAS Masters victory, that was up against Tristop. He is a 9 times CTM winner, inclusive of Lone Star. Most recent one was No Cap November. And of course, who can forget that he is a 2-time CTWC world champion in 20 and 2021, finished 2nd last year as well, never finished below 4th in a CTWC. And some recent DAS success, won the Stillwater, Oklahoma DAS tournament in 2024. And, oh, the Dallas Underground. Dog just made a tournament or whatever, or was part of helping to make this tournament just so he could win it. So that is Dog. On the right side, it is Fractal. By the way, 201 for Dog, 200,000 for Fractal. Fractal, of course, an equally impressive list of accomplishments as Dog. He's got a DAS PB of 1.2 million. He had a 3 tournament streak of winning our Masters event January through March, including Mega Masters. He was second in Lone Star DAS in 2023, second in CTEC 2021. That was a PAL tournament against Sidnev. Has finished in the DAS Masters semifinals twice. In July, that was our first one, and in October 2024, 9-time CTM Masters winner as well. 315 here for Dog, 281 for Fractal. And he's a 2-time CTM Mega Masters winner, won it in 2022 and 2024. Also won Lone Star 2022. First in the Jonas Cup, that's the North American DAS Championship for CTWC. Was the CTWC World Champion in 2023 and second in that tournament in 2022. And won a regional last year, the Genesis X, the one from 2024. So you got 2 first ballot Tetris Hall of Famers playing here in DAS, the Legacy playstyle. Very exciting matchup for these two. 352 for Fractal, 385 for Dog. Fractal uncovers that right side well. Long bar over Tetris. Fractal 381, 389 for Dog. We're crossing that 100 line mark. Dog with a long bar down for the Tetris. He's at 418, 404 for Fractal. We're less than a Tetris worth of points apart. Tetris is here on 18, worth 22,800. Why is that? Well, because of reasons. Z flat over on that left side for Dog. That's going to allow him to have sort of a nifty setup where he can take a burn and get set up for that a left well Tetris. 452 for Dog. You don't often see that Z flat, sort of that mirror image of the S flat the players use on that right side to sort of set up a one line delayed burn. But there it was. 483 Fractal, 455 Dog. And what's he going to do here? Yeah, he's just going to try to clear this away. We're heading toward level 19. And you want to have a good board, especially as a DAS player. Oh, overshift of the Z for Dog is going to complicate his level 19 transition. T-spin here for Dog, 4 lines away for that 19. And a somewhat complicated board. Need every row that he can bring this down. Crucial. Little indecisive with one of those pieces, and that's going to mess with his DAS charge. He's going to transition a little awkwardly, and that's going to be a top out for Dog at 467. As soon as he gets into 19, could just never bring that board down. And that one misdrop of that overshift of that Z really set up a cascade of burns that he just could not resolve and bring that board down in the process. So Fractal gonna go up quickly, 2-0 over our August DAS Masters champion Dog. Fractal agreeing that he hated that sequence a lot as well. So players, if you need to take a moment, you can take a moment. Josh in YouTube chat is rooting for the Artiago streak to continue. Please give us one with more bars. I'm trying to do it. Here's this one. Definitely. Now people in chat, do not spoil the seed or anything like that. E15F83, E15F83. That is a bannable offense, by the way. If you use a seed analyzer and then talk about it in the match. I'm creating that rule right now. In chat. If you do that, that is bannable. Shut up, Fractal. Shut up. How dare you? We're getting... Have people ever done that before? Towing the line. All right, stop it, guys. They're just saying numbers. All right, let's get these players started in game number 3. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. You don't think anyone is stupid enough to do that? I mean, not in the Tetris community. You're all paragons of virtue. You value the Tetris community. You don't want to undermine it. So I agree with you. I mean, they might be stupid enough to want to do it, but they're moral enough to not do it. Let's put it that way. Parallelograms of virtue. All right, 29,000 here for Fractal as we get underway. Long bar over Tetris. Fractal 52,000. Fractal up 2 games to none. So Dog needs to win this one if he wants to continue in the tournament. These players do have a lot of match history against one another. And I think Fractal, one of the few players that Dog kind of has Dog's number a bit in CTM non-DAS Masters. Fractal has 5 games won out of 6 versus Dog in CTM, including the finals of Mega Masters 2022 and in the Masters July of 2022. They also met in the World Championship 2023 in the top 4. Of course, Fractal went on to win that event. $169 here for Fractal, 154 for Dog. But yeah, really one of the few players that Dog has had trouble with in his illustrious career as a Tetris champion. Fractal with the he's got that Manning face on right now. He is not happy with what is happening, either seed-wise, placement-wise, whatever. Tetris gets over for Fractal, 199, 223 for Dog. All right, Tetris for Fractal, 248, 232 for Dog. I don't know that they've faced each other in a DAS match before. Now, they also did face each other in a really what amounted to the first ever Faster Masters event. That was at 2022 Lone Star. We're retconning it as 2022 Lone Star. At the time, we called it the CTWC Lone Star Qualifier, but I always knew it was a CTM event. We just wanted to be on CTWC, a CTM event. I just wanted it to be on their channel because I don't know why I wanted it to be on their channel. But they did, play really the first ever Faster Masters format match, and is like a little money match, right? Like various people standing around put up a total of $61 for the winner. Hana with the sub on Twitch. Thank you, Hana. Appreciate that. 375 for Fractal, 381 for Dog. Anyway, that was in July of 2022 at the Lone Star Qualifier. Fractal took that one, and yeah, it's just that idea that was kicking around in my head, and we had a lot of waiting around to do. And I wanted to just test the idea, and so I bribed these guys to try out my Faster Masters idea, and here we are. 443 for Fractal, 451 for Dog, so super close in lines and score. I mean, real bland, that's closer to the truth. You know, I was kind of doing them more doing them a favor than doing me a favor. Fractal going to set up that T-spin and get the T. Has a good flat board as a result. Long bar over Tetris for Fractal, 511. Oh, Fractal faced Dog in the Jonas Cup top 8. Ah, okay. There is a history. And of course, Fractal did go on to win that tournament as well. 557 for Fractal. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of a rivalry between these two. They are tied on the overall CTM winners list, inclusive of Lone Star and Mega Masters. They each have 9. Dog getting his 9th in November of last year. Transition here for Dog. A right side is pretty high. All in on a bar. The bar gets over. Needs another bar to help bring this down. The bar gets hung. And Dog going to top out at 551 on 19. Fractal has survived. So no real deep 19 required for Fractal in this one. GG's to you, Dog. Hope to see you here again. Now, if you are a fan of Dog, and of course, who isn't a fan of Dog? You will see more Dog as a roller in the orange bracket this weekend against Allenbot, and then a potential Fractal rematch because they are in the same bracket in Faster Masters as well. So we'll see what happens this weekend. And anyway, thanks again, Dog. Hope to see you in Das Masters again next month. Fractal will take this one 3-0. Pause DQ. Yep. Sorry, Fractal. We gotta replay the whole match. That's it. All right, we're gonna play another match. Dog, you are dismissed. You can stick around if you want to and watch. Fractal, please stick around or at least stay close. I'm gonna go ahead and run a couple ads here, and we will return with our next match. It's gonna be Wallbant and Nenu. We'll let you watch a little Fractal here as I do the jank live. Who's on the left side? Is it... Oh, do I have Wallbant on the wrong... Should be Wallbant over here. On 5. And then Nenu is what? 21? Yeah, he's on there. Yeah. Well, he's got the max out. Fractal does. Long bar gets over. There's the 1.1. Amazing 1.1. Please save your stats. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody will pay attention. All right, Fractal, you're going away. Bye. All right, well, here they are. Wallbant and Nenu are here. Look at them. Look at them go. All right, let's see if we can get them online. All right, I do have the right night, right? Neither one of them is online. Are they in the chats? Do they have alts? Are they scheduled at a different time? This might be a little early. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we do it. You're on. Okay, we're gonna refresh Nenu. Are you on an alt? Or what are you on? And now, of course, it's not coming back. Oh, there he is. All right. Now we just need Wallbant to show up. And I know he's going to be here because, you know, Wallbant is a Canadian and so therefore conscientious and kind. I don't know. Does Wallbant have a comp alt? I don't know. You're going live. No problem. I mean, that first match was very fast. I mean, we didn't even really get past 19 in that one. All right, there he is. Wallbant. People still really want to know what a Wallbant is. Now, banting, I know, is a kind of a antiquated word for fasting, for like weight loss fasting. Banting. But maybe we'll never know. Maybe it's just a mystery. All right, we might be starting a little earlier than these players anticipated. So if you need extra warm-ups there, Nenu, that's fine. If you need another couple of minutes for warm-ups, I'm okay with it. Is banting how you end up being a bantamweight? All right, let Wallbant try to get this max. Oh! Wallbant with the survival. Look at that. All right, Wallbant, if you could put your input and hertz display on, that would help a lot. Appreciate that. There we go. Yep, 26 hertz DAS. Amazing. All right, I'm going to drop some pieces in the chat, players. If you need another minute to warm up, that's fine, but the pieces are coming. 229598, there they are. All right, that was a 3-2-1 Tetris, by the way, guys. Yeah, I was muted. Anyway, classic Tetris Monthly, DAS Masters, top 16 blue, Wallbant and Nenu here in DAS Masters, an actual DAS tournament. On the left side, it is Wallbant, seed number 5 from Canada, aka Canada, with a PB of 1.18 million. Wallbant is a 3-time Futures Circuit winner and a 1-time Hopeful Circuit winner. Played in the Classic Tetris World Championship in 2023 and 2024. Last year, took second in the Boston event, the Boston Tea Parody, and also was in the top 4 of the Montreal CTWC Regional. And Wallbant, kind of like low-key, might be like the king of level 12 because he took second in the level 12 tournament in 2022 and 2023, and then came back in 2024 and was in the top 4. So the most probably the most consistent level 12 player, Wallbant, and I'm sure that is a point of pride for Wallbant. This is his second appearance in DAS Masters. Previously appeared in October 2024. That was our first 32-player DAS Master. He's coming in here at seed number 5. Huge qualifier here for Wallbant. On the right side, it is Nenu, Zafania Nenu. He is a 2-time CTM Masters event winner, 20-month interval between his CTM victories, September 2019 and May 2021. Also won a couple of challenger circuits as well. Was a top 4 finisher in the CTWC 2020 and top 8 in CTWC 2021, going out both times against Pixel Andy. Made it to the finals of DAS Masters in our very first one, again against Andy. That was in July. Also made it to the semifinals last month. Went out against Bendy. 242 for Wallbant, 242 for Nenu. Nenu from Indonesia. A DAS PB of 1.3 million. One of the few players with a 1.3 DAS score. I think we're up to 11 now. 289 for Nenu. 287 for Wallbant. Nenu number 6 on the DAS Premier poll. That is a poll of journalists and broadcasters of classic Tetris. Can you believe there are such things as that? But there are, and they're being pulled. Wallbant getting some votes, but didn't make it into the top 20, and that could change because Wallbant really seems to, you know, I don't know, maybe Wallbant a little bit slept on DAS. He has appeared in the overall open premier poll over the course of the last year, here and there. So I don't know. Wallbant, I think, a little slept on as far as DAS goes. 357 for Wallbant, 382 for Nenu. Oh, I missed a line spin from Nenu. Sorry, I got a lot to manage here, so I don't get every line spin, and I'm very upset. So someone will, I don't know, we'll have to have a whole line spin library. 434 for Nenu, 472 for Wallbant. So Wallbant now in the lead by, I don't know, about 15,000 points right now. The lines are close. We're crossing that 100 line mark. Nenu winning his 2 Masters events as a hyper tapper, and was one of the last hyper tappers to win a Masters event. Of course, I think the last overall was Alex T. That had to be, what, 2022, early 2022, if I'm wrong. Wallbant's board's starting to climb a little bit, but he's able to bring it down a couple rows, so we can now access both left and right. Now, just trying to work this down. Wallbant tried. Oh, no. And that L piece is not going to get over to the left. Wallbant not going to survive this dig. Nenu was able to get out to a good lead. And 19 not needed here for Nenu in game number 1. All right, let's get players some new pieces for game 2. The pieces are here, 583730, 583730. The winner of this will play Fractal. Both players ready. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. For as long as these players have been in the classic Tetris community, you would think they would have, you know, maybe more games against each other. But as far as I could tell, they just have one match against one another. That was back in a challenger circuit. And a few years ago, Wallbant took that one. That was in early rounds. All right, players weathering a little bit of stormy RNG here, waiting for bars. There are bars and there are Tetrises for both. Tetris Nenu 59,000, Wallbant 55. Oh, there's an adjustment for Nenu to make room for that square. You will see a lot of spicy adjustments on Nenu's board. Now you see even more of them when he's hyper tapping, but there's a good number of adjustments Nenu's doing here. As a DAS player, I just marvel at it. I just don't have the brain power or the courage, or probably both, to pull off what he does with DAS. 109 for Nenu, 105 for Wallbant. We've yet to really have a deep 19 run in this broadcast so far. Kind of surprising. Of course, we did have Fractal's 1.1 Mullen, but that was a deep Mullen. Tetris Nenu 178, 5 below on the left, or 5 and below. Ends up with a slightly flatter shape on that left side versus the alternatives. 208 Nenu, 166 Wallbant. All right, there's a good overhang for Nenu to make room for that T-piece. If you want the, I guess, definitive video about adjustments and learn about various adjustments, how you can work them into your game, Google NES Tetris adjustment from Tristop on YouTube. Look that up. Highly recommended. 220 from Wallbant, 279 from Nenu. And you can see Nenu there. What he's doing is hovering. You see him moving that sort of piece or rotating at the last moment. And what he's doing there is, like, I guess they call it hovering, right? So if you're doing an adjustment, you give yourself options. If you sort of put it about where you know you're going to put it, and then it gives you that extra moment to really, process whether the adjustment is appropriate, and then you can make that placement at the very last moment. So you have sort of options when you hover that piece over the general area, and as you sort of process what options you have. 313 here for Wallbant, 375 for Nenu. It's also just kind of fun to hover a piece over and not move it to the last moment, but I think it's more tactical than it is of a meme. Tetris Nenu 421, 336 for Wallbant. Another 5 and below for Nenu. Again, you got a flatter build in that area than you would if you had done it a different way, like put that J flat and the O on top somehow. Mr. Brain says, I finished processing the options 1 second after the pieces landed. True. You can't sub without Twitch Prime? How does that even work? You can sub without Twitch Prime. You absolutely can. I can't troubleshoot Twitch subs at the moment, but maybe somebody can help you. 517 here for Nenu, 437 for Wallbant. About an 80,000 point lead for Nenu as we approach 19. Tetris Nenu into 19 at 564. Wallbant. There's a Tetris into 19 at 485. So about a 80,000 point lead for Nenu at 19 transition. The speed now is increased by 50%. If we had been going 50 miles an hour, we're now going 75 miles an hour. And Wallbant bringing this stack down, trying to. Longbart gets to the left. All right, he's trying to get to work here, trying to bring this down. We can start scoring Tetrises again. Tetris is by far the most valuable line clear in a game called Tetris. Who would have thought? Although I guess that maybe might not be true in modern Tetris. I don't know all the scoring for modern Tetris, but in this version, oh my word, Wallbant trying to do the math right now. And cannot play and do the math at the same time. Wallbant going to top out here at 532. And Nenu is good in game number 2. All right, let's get these players some pieces. Javan T says, for sure the T-spin is the most valuable in Tetris Effect connected. Players, if you need to take a moment and warm up or cool down or whatever you need to do, that's fine. Blow off a little steam. But the pieces are here, F054E3. If I remember correctly, what, a Tetris is worth 30 times a single and 4 times a triple? I think that's right. T-spin triple is the most valuable. I'm against it. I am against that. I think if you got a game called Tetris, the game is not called T-spin triple. The game is called Tetris. That should be the most valuable thing. All right, looks like both players are ready. Game number 3. Nenu's up 2-0 in 3-2-1 Tetris. Old School Gamer on YouTube says hello, everyone's greetings from hot Arizona. It is hot over there. I mean, for real, why are you gonna have a game called Tetris, and then like a Tetris is not even the most valuable thing in the game? That left side for Nenu is a real problem. He's gonna have to find a couple of burns so we can access that left side. And he's going to use that J piece very well to bring this down a couple of rows. Still needs to fight his way out of it. Okay, that L is the hero of the left side of the board. He's going to use that to chop this down. Oh, no, and Nenu going to top out here without a Tetris. And Wallbant going to pick up a game here. A little gift from Nenu. A little belated Valentine's Day gift from Nenu to Wallbant here in game 3. Not Club Zero, at least. But like, if you're gonna have a game, you know, called Tetris, and then the most valuable thing is not a Tetris, that's like if you had a if they, instead of calling it, you know, Super Mario Brothers, they called it Bullet Bill Game, right? Or Koopa Game. You know, Mario's the most important thing in that game. Doesn't make sense. All right, 0E5CCA. Not that every game needs to be named after the most important thing in the game, but I don't know, man. Seems weird. Seems right. I'm wrong? Oh, Beast in Chen says I'm wrong. Why is Zelda so peripheral in the original Legend of Zelda? I mean, she's the, you know, the thing you're trying to get. She's the thing at which the whole thing is aimed, right? All right, as soon as you get it ready from both players, we can start. Okay, Nenu needs a second. Oh, having a little bit of an issue here. All right, we'll take advantage of the opportunity. We'll run a quick ad while Nenu gets set up here. The Fractal says, it's like how a majority of points scored in football are with the feet. I mean, it's kind of close though, right? Isn't it kind of close? There's a lot of points scored kicking-wise. Mr. Brain says, there were no Galagas in Galaga? All right, Nenu having some problems. I know Madelsberg. I'm not being 100% sincere with you. I'm just having crazy takes for the memes. Beast and Shen with the tier 1 sub, 17 months. Says, I got an ad during the great debate. Yeah. You got to get that every single month or you're going to miss something good. Or like how Texas Hold'em is about Texas. It is about Texas. It was made in Texas. All right, Nenu says he's ready, and he says he's really sorry. No, he's not. Okay. 0E5CCA Wallbant when you get a moment. I'd like to play game number 4. 0E5CCA. No, every stacking. You're on stacking, Wallbant. You are not on the seed. A win for the seed checker. How about that? Got him. Or like how Go Fish is about Go. All right, guys. All right, both players are on seed. Let's get them started. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Of course, you know. You just take arbitrary takes for fun. Isn't that fun? Anyway, Jay in the Window has gifted a tier 1 sub to Fractal. Thank you, Jay in the Window. There should be a stacking seed, right? Stacking. All right, little adjustment there for Nenu to put that Z upright, make room for that T to tuck it in. All right, so 3 Tetrises and a single on the board for Nenu. He's at 69,160 points. Wallbant, 50,540 points. Imagine if you had to say the entire score. Like every time. Wallbant setting up that delayed Vits. Gets the bar. See if he's rewarded with another bar. There's the bar in the Tetris for Wallbant. 119, 118 for Nenu. Jasmine in chat says nice Vits. Jasmine, a big fan of Vits. Good night, Summer B. Summer B is leaving. I don't know if I offended Summer B, but sorry if I did. No, it's like 4 a.m. for Summer B, right? 168 for Nenu, 166 for Wallbant. Tetris Wallbant 196, 192 for Nenu. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. You got to be at work in 6 hours? Oh my God. Thanks for hanging out. All right, Wallbant trying to clean up here without losing too much more ground, but he's got a couple of gaps in the bottom of the stack, and it's like every time he tries to clear some of it away, he ends up putting a couple more blocks on the very same holes that he's trying to get rid of. But finally, he's drilled back down to the bottom. A little adjustment there to have a little neater stack. 213 here for Wallbant, 291 for Nenu. Makes a good landing spot for the square with that adjustment. Nenu now set up for a Tetris and gets it. 315, 213 Wallbant. Jasmine is always here, waiting, watching, looking for Vits. I mean, they are glorious. They are real and they are spectacular. There's a Tetris for Nenu, 387, 289 for Wallbant, so about a 100,000 point lead. Is Vits the plural of Vits? I don't know. I would defer all questions to Jasmine. She knows everything about him. 315 for Wallbant, 432 for Nenu. Chess in YouTube says, why is it called a VITS? Stands for vertical eye tuck setup. So you were setting up the board so that you are dependent on a long bar that you tuck in. So it's basically a 4-high overhang that will fit a long bar. I don't know. I've got the 18th edition of the Chicago Manual of Style. So after this match, I will look up and see how Vits is to be styled as a plural. All right, 510 for Nenu. There's a Tetris, 533. Tetris Wallbant, 436. S flat over there for Nenu. And that's going to allow him to clear up that whole right side with just one burn. Kind of do something with an inconvenient piece that only caused one burn. It's pretty good. Nenu's into 19 at 581. Wallbant at 485. And Wallbant's board starting to get a little desperate for a long bar and can't get over the one that he finally gets. And he is going to top out at 485, and Nenu is good in game number 4. He wins this match 3-1. And we are going to go to the top 8. It's going to be Fractal versus Nenu. So Fractal, get ready. Nenu, do what you got to do. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with top 8, Fractal, Nenu, Wallbant. GG's to you. Hope to see you again here. Wait, what book do you have? Oh, you mean when I referred to the Chicago Manual of Style, the 18th edition? I'm kind of a nerd about like grammar and language and style and all that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of books on grammar and writing, and kind of a weirdo. Vandy, how difficult is it for you to run 2 tournaments monthly? When I delegate the scheduling to someone else, which like I do, it's not bad at all. I could do a 3rd one, honestly. All right, we're gonna set up that next one. We'll be back. We'll show you some of this. Crinkle Crinkle says, please, please, please do not do a third tournament. Crinkle, you know, I might have to. My theory was that, like, if I'm going to be full time, I need to put in more hours. And one thing I could do with more hours is do another tournament. So that's why we're doing DAS Masters. And then that's why we doubled DAS Masters and Masters. So I could get closer to full-time hours. Not full-time streaming, but there's other work that has to be done. But, you know, we got to put more product on the market, let us say. Okay, let me do this. All right, stop distracting me, you jerks. I need to get this match done. And then I'm going to watch a feature film. I mean, we can have staff, we just can't pay them. I try really hard not to rely for like major work by people that are unpaid. I don't want to do that. And yet the people that I do have that are paid, there's just not enough. Like, I can't survive and pay a good market rate. So they're kind of paid in like half, you know, money, and then half they want CTM to continue, right? I mean, that's just the sad reality. There's no alternative right now. If I could double the income of the channel somehow, you know, we would have a little more room for that, but there just isn't. But I'm also not the best at, you know, putting ways out there for people to pay and support. You know, I should have more merch. There's other things I could do with sponsorships and all that. I just don't want the whole stream to be about buy the merch and do this sponsor, and I don't want that. So I just have this quixotic kind of idealistic idea that I don't have to do that. But the reality is I got to do that more. I mean, every other streamer / content creator or whatever is doing it. I don't know why I feel so squirmy about it. But I don't want to have a lot of like volunteers doing free work while I'm, you know, trying to support myself through this, right? So I want to pay something if I can. All right, I just got to change a couple of things here. We should be good. It's a struggle. And I'm still, you know, and I'm still dipping into my savings every month to live, so. I'm trying, guys. Yes, we're going to pay people in exposure. Yeah, we're paying people in exposure, guys. Okay. So we got 2 players on the board there. Let's change this from top 16 to top 8. I mean, I just love doing it. This is the problem, right? I love doing something, and I'm decent at doing something, but unfortunately that something has no market value. Like, you know what I mean? It's like being it's like being a really competent yodeler, you know? How many full-time yodeler jobs are there? There are people supporting themselves as, you know, full-time yodelers? Not really. It's fine. Yeah, well, yeah, you're good at Tetris. See, I am not good at Tetris, so all I can do is show everybody how good you are at Tetris. You know, and create a competitive environment for you to display how good you are. That's all I can do. Tetris Wars rating party of 12. Oh, to sustain your yodeling career? Yodeling. That's it. We're going to have a yodel off next time we have a live event. All right, guys, go ahead and one more minute of warm-ups or so, and then we're going to drop pieces, and we'll go from there. Do what you got to do. I'm going to take a sip of this Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Blackberry. Eyeball, thank you for the raid, party of 16. Appreciate that, Eyeball. The Canadian. He's a Canadian Mario speedrunner. That's it. That's all we know. I know. I wish I could get Dr. See, there's certain things that I wouldn't mind having as sponsors, but I just don't want to sit there and be like, the whole stream is just about me trying to get you to like buy some energy drink or like some stupid thing. And I just don't want it to be about that. You know? You want to make this match 49 double kill screen? All right, you can do it. New Wanda, thanks for the Prime resub 5 months. Appreciate that, New Wanda. It's very kind of you. All right. Players, I'm going to drop seeds in the channel. The channel? Whatever it is. The chat. These are the official pieces. FB0042. Now that has the look of a cursed seed, right? FB0042. How about selling you rents and accounting solutions? Listen, the guy gave me $100 and I pushed hard. All right. You know, I was trying to have somebody. I mean, it's not even anything. You know, $100. Back then there were 5 streams, right? $100 per stream doesn't even pay the bill. I mean, do the math. Honestly, do the math. How much would I have to make per stream in order? I mean, it's not logical, you know? It doesn't make any sense that I'm even doing this. But I love you guys and I love Tetris so much and it's so much fun. So I just have to be okay with whatever's going to happen. Okay. So pieces are here. It's FB0042. Fraggle versus Menu. That's right. As if on your menu. All right. Seed checker is here. FB. All right. Both players are on seed. Both players are ready. Both players are playing in the top 8. It's the correct players. It's the correct place. It's the correct game. Everything's good. There's no reason we shouldn't start. So let's start. Fractal versus Nenu. Top 8. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side, it is Fractal, a 9-time CTM Masters event winner, coming in seed number 13 from the United States of America with a DAS PB of 1.22 million and a non-DAS PB of much, much more. Fractal in 2024 had a really good 2024, won 3 Masters events in a row, won the Genesis Regional in 2024, was first at CTWC's DAS North American Championship, the Jonas Cup, back in, what was it, October, September, whatever it was, back in the fall. I don't remember if it was technically in September or October, but I think it was October. In Portland, the former home of the CTWC Overall Championship, after it moved, became Jonas Cup, and Fractal won it. Also is a CTWC World Champion from 2023 and a runner-up in 2022. And a 2-time, by the way, two-time Mega Masters champion, which I think is harder than CTWC, in my opinion. You don't just have crazy people walking in from the streets of Portland coming in and qualifying into the, the bracket. No, Mega Masters is all the best players in the world. So two-time Mega Masters winner, Fractal. 162 for him. Made it to the semis in this DAS Masters event twice in our first month, July 2024, and October 2024, the first month where we went 32 players. That is Fractal. And on the right side, another legend of Tetris from Indonesia, 188 for Nenu, by the way, 207 for Fractal. Has a DAS PB of 1.3 million, one of only 11 players in all of human history to score 1.3 million points with the DAS playstyle. Is a two-time CTM Masters event winner. Made it to the finals in our first ever DAS Masters in July. Of course, that was against Andy. Also made it to the semis last month against Bendy. And those two times he won CTM, those were 20 months apart. And that is a record. So between CTM Masters event victories, 20 months in between. So playing at a high level for a long time. Nenu himself was a top 4 final finisher in the CTWC of 2020 and the top 8 in 2021, both times going out to Pixelandy. So that is Nenu. He is ranked number 6 in the DAS poll, the poll of journalists and broadcasters and tournament organizers, if you can believe there is such thing in Classic Tetris. Well, they're polling them. They're asking them who are the best DAS players, and Nenu came out number 6. Fractal came out number 2 on that list. 341 for Fractal, 355 for Nenu. And reasonable paces for these players. If you're in the 300s through 80 lines, that's okay. I think a good DAS pace is about 100,000 points per 25 lines. And if you can have 100,000 points per 20 lines, then you are on a superior pace. Nenu setting up that T-spin in the middle to have a flat board and get Tetris ready, which he does. 449, 411 for Fractal. Of course, you see Fractal with that kind of different grip, not the grip we grew up with, holding that NES controller, but Fractal working with Guerrero, a doctor who is in the Classic Tetris scene, to come up with a grip that is, just more friendly to the hands, ergonomic, to use a Greek rooted word. And had success with it. And you think, who could possibly hold the controller like that and win? Well, that is what Fractal won the Jonas Cup with. And to those of you who think, you just have to hold the controller. If you're playing DAS, you got to hold the controller in a specific way. You don't. It's press and hold. It's the inputs that count, not how you hold the controller. There are people that hold the controller flat on a table. It's still DAS. 514 for Fractal, 532 for Nenu. We're just a few lines away from that 19 transition. The speed will increase by 50%. And it's very hard, especially, with the DAS playstyle. Those of you who've kind of come into the Tetris scene as fans in the last few years. 579 here for Nenu into 19, 563 for Fractal. So Nenu with the advantage. Those of you who've come in just the last few years, you're used to watching rollers and tappers, if you came in a few years earlier, who can stash pieces super high on that left, just rip them left and right. DAS is not like that. DAS is, in a lot of ways, more difficult to master. And it's more fickle. All right, Nenu gets that long bar over. You can't get pieces over as high, as fast. And so you've got to be really meticulous about how you're stacking and really manage that board. Not that you don't have to do that with the other styles as well, but your ability to recover from mistakes much more difficult, much more tested with the DAS playstyle. 681 for Fractal, 634 for Nenu. He's got a Spire in the middle of that stack, and that is going to cause Nenu to top out here in game one at 635. 712 for Nenu, and for Fractal, and he is already good. Fractal takes game number one. Are we going to see a mullen from Fractal? I think he wants to get a max out streak going. His last game of his match with Dog was a 1.1, although he did pause. Fractal says 40 bars in the first half of 18. All right, new pieces for these players. CF56D3. I told you that FB0042 looked like a weird seed, right? You get just certain seeds, they just don't look normal, you know? They look weird. FB Facebook, a couple double zeros. You've got 42, of course, that Douglas Adams Secret of the Universe number. All right, CF56D3. Make sure both players are on seed. They are. Nenu checking those nails, making sure they're good. We're starting. 3, 2, 1, Tetris Game 2, Fractal versus Nenu, top 8. Winner of this match goes to the semifinals. K Sacum 13 says, is the way Fractal is holding the controller legal? No, someone please call the campus police. Fractal, this is illegal. Call the campus police. There's a crime. Is it legal? Yeah, no. I mean, the DAS play style is about the method of moving the pieces, not the particular way the controller is held. So it's about whether you're using the press and hold mechanic that's in the game, right? To overcome the DAS delay and manage, moving those pieces over left and right. It is not about holding it in a particular way. And if you disagree with that, you are welcome to create your own high-level DAS tournament that is respected by all the top players and that they come back to every single month if you think that that is wrong. And, the market will decide. 80,000 for Fractal, 140 for Nenu. Has anyone played classical Tetris on the Chromatic Tetris? You mean the Chromatic, the mod retro Game Boy that was at CTWC 2024? I have it, and I don't know that there is a classic Tetris mode on there. Welcome Kyle C into the chat. 235 for Nenu, 107 for Fractal. I hope you're doing well, Kyle C. 235 for Nenu, 108 for Fractal. So big lead for Nenu. Fractal has not been able to find a rhythm here. Are we multi-streaming? Yes, we are on YouTube and Twitch. All right, still 135 for Fractal. A little bit of a suffer start for Fractal. Needs a long bar. Takes that triple. You know it's bad when a player is forced into a triple. They do not want to take them. But forced into it, Fractal finally gets a long bar down, gets the Tetris, and more importantly, brings that stack down 4 rows. So we can start to access that right side, take a little pressure off. You don't stream on Twitter and Facebook anymore. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I failed to see the benefits. And it costs extra, I think. I have a subscription for Restreamio, and I think having those extra things takes me up to a subscription tier that is pricey. 261 Fractal, 362 for Nenu. So Nenu with about 100,000 point lead. Nenu kind of trying to fight this down. Steel CE says, I feel such a rolling grip goes against the spirit of death. This is not a rolling grip. It is impossible to roll with the grip that Fractal has. You're not rolling with that grip. It's just holding a controller vertically and away from you. If anything, it's harder. So you should be more impressed. We did a very similar grip as a little meme mini tournament at our Lone Star 2024 in Austin, Texas, as a meme. So Fractal is succeeding with a grip which really should be more of a meme. But in fact, he's able to have success with it. 379 for Fractal, 446 for Nenu. Are keyboards allowed in this competition? Yes, they are. So what are we supposed to do? Make people hold the keyboard one side in their left hand and the right side in their other? Like, it's not about how you hold the controller. Tetris Fractal 408, 473. But again, you are welcome. You are welcome to make your own high-level DAS tournament, attract all the top players, and get them to play under your rule set and see if it works and see if they show up. And I could be wrong. And if they show up, then God love you. 459 for Fractal, 497 for Nenu. All right, there's a nice dirty Tetris for Nenu. 546 here on 19. 484 for Fractal. So Fractal has made inroads into cutting this lead down. At one point, he was over 100,000 points behind. And right now, he's within 60,000 points. Now, Nenu's playing with a few lines in hand. Ender says, ew, keyboards are allowed. Ew. Yes, they are allowed. You know, there are some countries where it's hard to get a North American Nintendo. Do we want to limit the Tetris scene to only those people who can get a North American NES and original hardware? 603 for Fractal, 638 for Nenu, and it confers no advantage. We've had almost none of our major tournaments have been won by a keyboard player. There's no advantage. 671 for Nenu, 663 for Fractal. So, I mean, you'd be better if you had it. If you had the NES. Ew, nasty, says Ender. And what is also nasty is Fractal about to top out here in game number 2 at 667. Just kind of a suffer from the beginning. He kept pace and actually made inroads into that lead, to cutting into that lead for Nenu, but just couldn't find enough points fast enough. And Nenu maintained that lead the whole way. So Nenu takes game number 2, ties it up. All right, let's get these players in new pieces. Here they are. 6'5", 4C, 4'4". If you want to watch a nuanced video about keyboard versus NES controller, not about Tetris, but about SMB, Super Mario Brothers 1 speedrunning, go look up Eyeball, IBALL, SMB keyboard on YouTube, and you'll find a great video from community member Eyeball1. All right, both players are ready. Let me just check the seeds, make sure they are good. 654 C44, yes, they are good. Get them started here. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Fractal and Nenu in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, we are underway here in game number 3. Nenu getting a little bit high on the board. So it's Fractal, but Nenu with a long bar hole in the middle of the board. Gets the bar, so he's able to fill that in, take a skim, get a bar. Both players getting Tetrises. 75,000 for Nenu, 94,000 for Fractal. Raybert says, I just got here, don't judge me. What's the Hertz reading? So, okay, so what you'll see above their names in Scorebug are a few things. Of course, you do see the directional and inputs, right? So you see the left and right. That's their left and right inputs. The 2 red circles are their, there's the JD spin for Nenu. The 2 circles are their rotational inputs. And then to the left of that, you see a Hertz display. And that will show you the speed of their most recent tap. So basically, if they tap the thing, like what would be a hyper tap, like two taps in a row, that will show you the speed of it. Now, the fact that it's not moving does not mean, they're tapping a consistent speed every single piece. No, that is the most recent one. And in fact, that doesn't even have to have happened in the game. It can happen on the menu. It could have happened in the previous game. And so that's just a way for us to tell if a player has actually hyper tapped. Now, there will be some times that it shows a 10 hertz tap, which is basically the threshold for what we'd consider hyper tapping. And there will be times that it shows that. It's not immediately disqualifying, but players should not be routinely stringing hyper tap movements one after another, after another, after another. And we do allow kind of unrestricted 2 taps in the middle of the board. That doesn't really, that falls within what we would call the spirit of DAS. So it's just another way to check on compliance with the DAS playstyle for the players in the tournament. S flat on the right side, good question. S flat on the right side for Nenu is going to allow him to set up his board, just wasting 1 burn. 252 for him, 329 for Fractal. Thanks, Raybert, appreciate that. There's a Tetris Fractal 352. So Fractal right now with about an 80,000 point lead. Nenu with the better board now after kind of an awkward kind of setup here from Fractal where he had to tuck in and just really had to create a gap. So he's going to waste a few lines here. Still a very healthy score for Fractal, 381 through 84 lines. 305 for Nenu. He gets a Tetris, 327 now. Fractal with that Tetris 449. Nenu waiting out the bar. Tetris Nenu 376. And, you know, I'm really glad we decided to do Das Masters and stick with it. And really, two different, you know, each one of these players kind of highlighting something that that I like about it. On the left side, Fractal, of course, you know, it allowed him to take sort of a break from rolling play style, but allowed him to stay in the Tetris community and be competitive, you know, have a competitive venue and a new challenge. And for Nenu, you know, who really was, you know, primary playstyle hyper tapper back in the day, was not really developing as a roller, and so had kind of fallen away from competitive Tetris substantially. But Das Masters now allows him to come back and again have a competitive venue where he can be competitive and have success. So two different victories, I think, for Das Masters, exemplified on the screen right now. 556 for Fractal into 19, gets a Tetris 580, 464 for Nenu. And 489 into 19 for Nenu. We've now got 100 lines to go until that 29 speed increase, which is, I guess, in DAS still called the kill screen. In open tournaments, really no longer a kill screen, unless you're playing Faster Masters, in which case it seems like nobody can play 29 anymore. They all can't here. All right, Fractal trying to deal with a situation here. Couple of skims here. He's keeping that well open, trying to keep the board low. Wallbant gets over Tetris. Fractal 666 from him. Tetris for Nenu 574. Fractal with about an 89,000 point lead. Tetris for him. Tetris Fractal 728, 585 for Nenu. If you're at home and you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get a Twitch Prime gaming subscription to grant to the streamer of your choice every single month, but it's use it or lose it, so do not lose it. You don't have to use it with us, but do not lose it. Otherwise, just Jeff Bezos is going to get it, you know? And we need a little more than him. So if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, consider using your Twitch Prime sub for Classic Tetris Monthly. 680 for Nenu, 852 for Fractal. Fractal with a good lead here, but he's 10 lines ahead as well. So if this pace holds, then Fractal will get to 29, 10 lines ahead of Nenu. But even so, 200,000 point now lead, not something you're going to resolve in 10 lines. So Nenu needs to find some efficiency. Tetris for Fractal. I mean, Fractal's just piling on Tetrises right now. And Nenu really in a position where he has to go, go, go. He's got 30 lines to work with here. Gets a Tetris 730. Fractal gets a Tetris. He's just a 9,000 points away from a max out. Nenu 230,000 points away from a max out. You can see Fractal setting up riskier setups here intentionally with a long bar set up in the right side, because if he gets the long bar, then that would be the most efficient thing. Nenu knows the situation. He knows he has to play aggressive, and if he tops out, well, you know, it's kind of low percentage now anyway, so he knows what he has to do. And at this point here on level 28, Nenu not going to be able to make up the difference. Fractal with a 1.1, trying to eke out some lines here on 29. He's not going to need him, but he's got a 1.1. Nenu just trying to get whatever points he can toward the end here. Long bar Tetris Nenu into 29 at 832. And Fractal takes a very decisive game number 3. Win wants to say, is it best of 3 or best of 5? We just make it up as we go along. I guess we'll keep going. All right, next pieces players. No, it is best of 5. 27969C. We'll just keep playing until Nenu wins, really. You didn't know that it's all scripted, so the whole thing is scripted. You got to stay on script. It's like wrestling. It's like half scripted, but things can go wrong. All right, Fractal up 2-1 in this best of 5. I'm just kidding. It is a best of 5. Fractal up 2-1. Both players are ready. 3-2-1 Tetris. These players did face each other in the DAS Masters October 2024. In the top 8, Fractal advanced 3-1. They also faced each other in the July 2021 Masters event. And Fractal took that match as well. They may have played each other in CTL or other venues, but, you know, at this point, I spend so much time prepping stats and facts and things like that, I just can't include CTL stuff. So I'll give you in-universe statistics. All right, long bar gets over for Nenu here in game number 4. 117 for him, 49,000 for Fractal. Now, Wallbant Nenu, was that a sweep? I think that was a sweep, right? No, that was 3-1. That was 3-1. $166 for Nenu, 77,000 for Fractal. He's got gaps across multiple, or holes across multiple rows and columns. You might call that Swiss cheese. You might call that alternating burn shelves. You might call that a misdrop from Fractal. And he gets a long bar down. That's going to be good for a triple, and he's got a T-spin there, so very quickly able to bring this stack down 5 lines, or 5 rows, and that's going to help him survive this down stack and that little misdrop. And so now this is a very dealable with board. And Fractal now has a good board, going to start building up for a Tetris. Meanwhile, Nenu has built up a big lead. He's at 240,000 through 56 lines. Fractal yet to break 100,000. Finally does with a Tetris there. He's at 119. Tetris is here, saying that this side of the bracket is stupid. It is. It's like peak. Like, if you looked and said, oh man, who are the top Tetris players in 2021, 2022? Like, that's what this side of the bracket looks like right now. $337 Nenu, 190 for Fractal. So Nenu right now ahead about 124,000 points. Tetris is here worth 22,800. So that's a several Tetris lead. Don't make me do math. Of course, we don't have the very fancy display that shows the score differential or anything like that. I mean, those tools are out there, but we try to keep it simple here. Nenu with a little indecisiveness with that long bar. Didn't give him enough time to get it all the way to the right. So now he's trying to fight this back down. Gets a nice triple here, 396. 250 for Fractal. Yes, Tetris reciting the roster of the orange and blue bracket, the left side of the bracket. Andy, Sharky, Tristop, Miles, Dog, Fractal, Wallbant, and Nenu. All right, Fractal setting up that Z overhang, spin tuck overhang and getting it. That's like the one thing that I can do fairly consistently besides line spins. Everything else, very dodgy, but I can do that one. 417 for Nenu, 301 for Fractal. Oh yeah, and of course Sharky and Meme faced each other round one. That's crazy to me that Sharky came in at seed number 32, so we actually have a 1 versus 32 in the top 16. Tetris Fractal 371, 448 transition for Nenu. So relatively low transitions for both players. Still, though, Nenu about a 70. Well, we'll see what happens after the Tetris. Okay, so about a 55,000 point lead. Oh, that left side T for Fractal. He's going to need to get something over there. And that T is going to get over there. I think he quick tapped it. Quick tap allowed. I don't think players should be allowed to quick tap. It's called death, not quick tap. All right, Fractal setting up kind of center well here. Kind of going all in on the bar and gets the bar. If that bar doesn't come, Fractal might not still be playing. So 445 for him, 576 for Nenu. Nenu with that last second flip of that T-piece. I mean, that, oh my God. And then he kind of gets a early dash shift on another T-piece, and Nenu is in immediate scramble mode. Trying to bring this down. He kind of trying to open things up on that right side. Some good moves here. Fractal has to bring the stack back down. Nenu is now clean and clear. How did he get out of that like that? It seemed like totally impossible. And Nenu now with a good clean board. He's at 619. He barely lost any pace at all. He's up by about 125,000 points over Fractal. And we've got just about 45 lines to go until the kill screen here in game 4. I mean, that was just crazy from Nenu. He's got a 5 million IQ. Tetris Nenu 722. There's one for Fractal 566. About 164,000 point lead for, or no, sorry, 150 whatever thousand point lead for Nenu. All right, Nenu trying to get more Tetrises. Long bar Tetris 792. 666 for Fractal, back by about 126,000 points. Not a lot of room to go here, and Fractal really needs something to happen here against Nenu. Nenu with a big pile of pieces on that right side, so It's going to be a slowdown, and Fractal really needs to go like perfect from here. Maybe perfect plus. There's another Tetris Fractal, so he's got a shot. If he sets up for 2 and Nenu can't get any more, Fractal has a chance. He knows what he has to do, but Nenu's going to get a Tetris 873, and I don't know that there's any way that Fractal is going to be able to set up and take this. He would have to set up for 3. Can he set up for 3? Never been done. There's 1. Let's see what Fractal can do. He needs to eke out another 50,000 points and stay within DAS limits. And he can't do it, so Nenu is going to hang on and tie it up here in game number 4. We're going to a decider. Oh, and he gets level 30. Yeah, I don't even notice. People get level 30. He got a level 30. Oh, we got to put the D on the screen. Where is the D? Oh my God, guys. D on the screen. Here it is. Decider. Let's get these players some pieces. Players, if you need to take a moment, you can. But there is a decider. A little bit for Fractal. A little bit for Nenu. There you go. Delicious. So put it right there. All right, both players are ready. They're not waiting around. They want to get into it while they're still hot. It's a decider. The winner of this game goes to the semifinals in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Daniel Song says 1.58 million with DAS. I don't know what you mean. Maybe if you're Scotto Bozo and you're RNG manipulating the thing. But no, the record is Mark Migas with a 1.35 million. Eventually somebody will get that 1.4, I believe. Maybe that's the next thing to go for, but that is not easy. Only 11 players have a 1.3, but then again, I think a lot of the players who've come in through the rolling era are not putting a lot of reps in with DAS, but the highest is 1.5 million with seed memorization. And not just memorization, but having to start the game in the exact right frame. This is not... Scotto Bozo did not like just put in the same seed and grind that. Like, he started a fresh game of Tetris, hitting the start button on the exact right frame, and then put every piece perfectly, because that's how RNG in Tetris is determined, by where you place the piece and how many things it drops and how many frames it takes. It doesn't work like the Tetris gym where there just, sets the, it knows the seed at the beginning and then it just kind of splurges it out. It's dynamic, and it's determined by the placements of the pieces because of basically how many frames it takes for a piece to drop at any given time. So it was an amazing achievement that I think people don't really fully appreciate what goes into it for Scotto. It was not just like, oh, I'm going to play seed number AE67F1 and just keep, it's not it at all. All right, Nenu trying to fight through some early traffic. Fractal forced into a triple, but gets a Tetris here. 230 for him. 211 for Nenu. And really a singular accomplishment. I don't know any other player. Maybe someone else has worked on that. But I don't know anybody else who's even come close or even tried to do it. But it's really an amazing gaming accomplishment. Of course, Scotto is an accomplished speedrunner, and so has a bit, maybe a little bit. Of course, he's a great Tetris player too. He's a stupid Tetris monthly champion. But, you know, bringing that sort of speedrunner mentality to it and precision. 303 for Fractal, 281 for Nenu. You will see Scotto Bozo in this tournament, actually. He's seed number 3 in the tournament in the red bracket. 326 for Fractal, 304 for Nenu. That only works on vanilla kart? No, it should work on gym kart if you just start in Tetris mode, I believe. Oh, no, he's not a stupid Tetris Monthly champion. He is a stupid Tetris Monthly champion. That's a little different. All right, Fractal going to quick tap a piece over to that left side. Trying to keep that right side open and accessible. You do not want to get too high in that column 9. Stomping the L piece to the left. We're getting a little droughted here. A fortunate triple, a double. Oh, Fractal going to stand up, not going to take the double. Saw the bar in the window, had time to adjust and get the Tetris. But he's going to have to take those burns now anyway. Long bar gets over, Tetris, Fractal. A couple holes in the stack here. Going to cut a little bit off his pace. That left side for Nenu is dangerous. He quick taps the bar over to the left. If that didn't work, Nenu would have topped out. He's at 385, so a great save with the quick tap. Quick tap is a single tap at the end of a DAS movement. That is part of the canonical DAS style. Players were doing that in the early CTWCs. So it is part of the DAS play style. Fractal set up in column 8. Gets a Tetris, 465 for him, 437 for Nenu. And these players really having to just leave it all out on the play field. Giving everything they've got. You know, high risk. That's how close these players are. 484 for Nenu, 492 for Fractal. Into 19. The speed is just increased by 50%. Oh, that early shift from Fractal with that L. That could be fatal. He quick taps that bar over. He can do something here. What can he do? That left side might not be accessible. He's got a quick... Oh, he's not going to get the quick tap of the square over to the left. Fractal is going to top out at 497. And Nenu has taken game number 5 to move on to the top 4 in a thrilling decider. We didn't get all the way to level 29 and this and that, but my God, you can see just by the survival that these players had to effect, right? Just to stay in this game, both players multiple times, crazy moments of survival, trying to eke out this very gritty, gutsy performance for both of them here in this game number 5. You know, these players deserve both a very hearty GG. So GG's to both of you players. Fractal, you did amazing. Nenu, you did amazing as well, but it is going to be Nenu moving on to the semifinals. GG's to both of y'all. Fractal had 1.1s in 2 games in this. So you can see the very high level, and sometimes even that is not enough. So GG's to both of these players. Wow, what a game. Well, we'll watch Nenu after a pause finish this one out, because why not? While he's doing that, I want to thank those of you who have contributed to our prize pool. This stream, it looked like it was Jay in the Window, Summer B, Uncle Ungie, and Dr. Knockers. We also had contributions in the past from Scott Gray, Scamando, Jay in the Window. Well, I already said that. Arbaro, Summer B, why not again? Q-Pup Jesus, Rogue Potato, Alex Thatch, Abby Normal, Solar Kiri, Mr. Burrow, K. Schnur, Nick Poirier, and Whoops, and Dr. Knockers. Thank you for your contributions to the prize pool. We are up to $789.10. Our goal is to get to $1,200 by the end of the month. So if you're considering contributing to that prize pool, please do that. We only have a few streams left, not many. Let me go ahead and report this match to the proper authorities, the Tetris authorities. And that way we can show you where our bracket stands. It was 3-2. Man, what a match. And see, I don't know. That game just shows you like a low-scoring, gritty, gutsy game can be just as exciting and thrilling as, you know, double max out, double 29s. I mean, that was a very, very good performance from both players. Okay, so we've reported them. Let's take a look at our, what do we want to look at? Our semifinals. We got to refresh it. The internet. There it is. Nenu is in, the 21 seed into the top 4. 21. So that means Nenu had to go all the way. He has the longest road. He had to play in round 1 to get through Hidari, AV Geek, a very strong player. Wallbant, a very strong player, and Fractal, a very strong player. So Nenu now into the semifinals for the third time. He already has been to the finals. He went to the semis last month. He's back in the semis again. Of course, that also guarantees that he will get to play in Das Masters Top 32 next month. We do have that semifinals rule. So that is what is happening. So we're starting to build out that semifinals. What will determine who will Nenu play? Okay, well, that's crazy, Poyo. That's Thursday. And Thursday, it's going to be Pixel Andy versus Sharky coming in at seed number 32. So we could very well have a 32 versus 21 matchup in the semifinals. And then Tristop versus Miles. Tristop is a finalist. He was a finalist in the first ever one, right? No, he was the second one. He was against Dog, right? So he was a finalist. And did Miles make it into? Well, no. Miles was in the finals against Scooty, in October? I think that's what it was. But yeah, I mean, both players, I mean, that's a really bonkers setup here. Okay, so that is where we're at. Now let's show you when is this all happening. So we did that one. Blue top 16, can cross that out. Orange top 16, that is Thursday, February 20th, 6 p.m. Central U.S. time. That's going to be just as the clock strikes midnight UTC, going from Thursday into Friday. Not at the end of Friday, but at the end of Thursday going into Friday. That's how time works. Okay, so that is when the orange top 16 is going to be. The red Das Masters top 16. We only just figured out the last person. Was it yesterday? Day before? I don't know. I've lost track of all time. Yeah, it was yesterday morning. So red is in the process of being scheduled. Now, this is not official because I think the players have all agreed to it. It hasn't been added to Discord yet, but it looks like it's going to be Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time, which should be 2 a.m. Sunday morning UTC. So that's when that's going. Hot off the presses. That is when that is going to be. Now, I have an 8 p.m. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I have an 8 a.m. that morning. Okay, yeah, I have Saturday night at 8 p.m. And then I have to do that. That's going to take 2 to 3 hours. And then I have to get up at 8 a.m. See, look at this, guys. Vandy's suffering for you. But yeah, hot off the presses. We'll add that to the thing as soon as we can. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out and supporting us. Thanks to Nuwanda, Jay in the Window, Beast and Shen, Hana, 20Dan03, Mad Pear, Floxe, Michael Keaton, and Metabolic Engine for your subscriptions on Twitch. Nothing happened over on YouTube. That's fine. It doesn't have to. That's fine. Whatever. I'll just go get a. I'll just go work at HEB. Whatever, man. I'll stack cans instead of stack blocks. No, that's fine. Okay. Thanks to our patrons: Mega Masters Level, Scott Gray, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim MJ in the window, Rope Potato Duck, Cat 91, McMonkey. Also, thanks to our sticker and double sticker club level members and community level members. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris. And again, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Do I have a Bitcoin address? I might. I might have one. If I do, well, I don't know. I'll have to look. There might. I don't know. Let me look now, because I thought, did I put one on monthly Tetris? I'm gonna look now. You're welcome to drop one whole Bitcoin if you want, but I only take Bitcoin in 1 Bitcoin increments. I'm just kidding. All right, let's see. Monthly Tetris. Oh, wait, I heard myself. Ay. All right, let me look at my About page. Is it on there? It's not on there anymore. I'll add it on there if that's something you like. There's also PayPal on there, Stream Elements, Patreon, Matcherino. Do I accept Dogecoin? Oh, definitely, for sure. Anyway, I'll get my wallet out there. It's like a Coinbase wallet or something. Okay, anyway, that's enough. That is enough. I'm going to go watch a film. Tick something off my Criterion challenge for the year. And you all have a good night. YouTube, you are dismissed. I will see you Thursday. Have a good night. Take care. Twitch will raid you somewhere.